What is up, Enchanters? I am so excited because guess what? It's part 2 of 3 of the Iron Studios X-Men vs. Sentinel unboxing. And look what just arrived today. I mean, it took forever. Today is July the 12th. And I ordered these from Iron Studios, and I feel like everyone has gotten this right before me. Like, Iron Studios has not done a great job at providing their shipments on time, which blows, but I also didn't order these when they came out. I did order Sentinel 3 and has already been paid for, so that one is estimated to come out in the, they say end of December. I'm not expecting it till probably February of next year, but hopefully that one comes on time. I feel like I'm the last person to unbox these, but like the previous video, I will be doing an immersive unboxing and setting this bad boy up and giving you my honest reviews. If you're new to this channel, hi, how are you? My name is Jean-Pierre, and I'm hiding between these two boxes. I am a collector, and thank you for being here. But before we even continue, there is an incredible giveaway. And if you're watching this and you may not be a Disney fan, well, there is a giveaway regardless. And we're going to go ahead and play that video, and we'll be right back. And don't forget about our incredible giveaway that we're having. This is for reaching 1,000 subscribers. The moment we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will be doing this incredible giveaway, which is the 100-Acre Caper Adventure Winnie the Pooh piece. In order to be eligible to earn this giveaway, you must be subscribed to our channel. You must like our videos, and every video that you comment under and that you share, you get multiple entries. So if you share our video, you get 2 entries, and for every time that you comment on any of my videos, beginning from the months of July through once we get to the 1,000 subscribers. My goal is to get to 1,000 by the conclusion of August. Fingers crossed, with your support we'll get there. You will be receiving an entry. So you get 2 entries for sharing the video, shared on any of your platforms, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere on social media, Instagram, and if every time you comment on any of our videos and you engage with me, you also get an entry. So this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. As you zoom in, it's one of my favorite Winnie the Pooh Jim short pieces ever made. It's this beautiful tree bark, Winnie reaching inside the tree to gather some honey. There's the little details with the bees, and then you have his best friends, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore, all supporting him on this venture. It is absolutely adorable, and I can't wait for someone to earn this. So may the odds forever be in your favor, and let's get back to our video. And we're back! So again, once we reach 1,000 subscribers, one lucky winner will win that, and it is a worldwide giveaway. It doesn't matter where you're tuning in from, I will ship it out worldwide. I didn't make that disclaimer, and I realized it the other day. Another reminder is don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and hit that bell below, ding, to get notified every time I come to you live. And if you want to connect on Instagram or have any questions, feel free to connect on Instagram. My Instagram will also be linked right below. So let's go ahead and get started. Before I even open these bad boys up, let's talk a little bit about what I got here. So we'll talk about price point and what we're about to unravel. So this is the Iron Studios #2, Sentinel versus X-Men. And in this one, we have one X-Men Gambit, and then we have the Brotherhood of Mutants. We have the Juggernaut and Magneto. Can't see Magneto in this video right now in the frame, but he is above the Sentinel's head as he is breaking through the Sentinel's helmet. This one is... these are not numbered. So these, the original ones were numbered out of, I think, 1,400. This one, my box was numbered to 228, but I've asked previous owners of these if theirs were numbered, so we don't know what the size run is of these. If I had to take a guess, I'd say $1,400 as well. Now, when this one retailed, it was $1,400 versus Sentinel 1 is $1,700, so it's $300 cheaper. And it also only has 3 characters plus the Sentinel. Now, this Sentinel is a lot shorter. I was hoping for 1 box, but no, I'm stuck with 2 big bulky boxes. So I was really disappointed that this was packaged in 2 boxes, but it is what it is. One will contain the base, the other one will contain the characters, the base and the Sentinel. Now, this Sentinel, like really everyone wants to private message me right now when I'm live and when I'm filming, sorry. And I didn't mute my phone. But by the second take, once we start boxing these, I'm gonna mute my phone. So if you're hearing any little dings going back and forth, that's Facebook going crazy. Anyway, so this one does contain only 3 characters versus Sentinel 1 and Sentinel 3 dioramas contain 5 characters. So it's smaller in size, and the exclusive on this one is going to be the Juggernaut. So the Juggernaut was exclusive only to this. It's the only way you can attain him up until Iron Studios made the Juggernaut. They made him a con exclusive in Brazil, so you can order him on the second. If you live in the States or anywhere else globally, you can order this on the secondary market. So yay! I think that's great for a lot of people. They'll have the ability to get it, and it's disappointing at the same time because this is my least favorite one that I wanted because the Sentinel is so busted. And if I would have known, I would have just purchased these 3 separately. Because who doesn't want the Juggernaut? And he's the biggest standing piece. He's the biggest, and followed by the Blob, which is estimated to come out later this year during the holidays. So it was very disappointing, to be honest with you. I bought this because I wanted you, and then you became quite common now to get across in the secondary market. So, if you didn't know, now you know. I will say if there's one that you don't need, it would be this one because you can just purchase the pieces separately. But if, again, I'm a collector, I want them all, I got all 3 dioramas. It is what it is. Iron Studios is sold out of this piece, but you can still acquire it in the secondary market. I do see some places sell it for about $1,500. It's like $100 more than MSRP, but you can still attain it. I believe XM Studios is still carrying it on their website. So without further ado, let's dive in. I am going to take them out. I'm going to start with the base box first. I'm going to lay it, open it just like before, and then we're going to move over to to my dining room, and we're going to open the second box, which is the character set, and talk about it step by step and building it together. So let's dive in. Awesome. So as the first unboxing, this does come, I believe this is the base box. It's a little heavier. Now I will say these boxes are a lot lighter than the first one. So that's the one perk. They are lighter than Sentinel 1. So let's go ahead and dive in. And like the first one, they both have belts. If you ask why the belt keeps them secure in this styrofoam, which is incredibly dense. I love this type of styrofoam. And typically when you order maquettes, especially anything like DC or Marvel related, they come in this thick styrofoam. So we're going to open these belts. And then all I've got to do is really just cut this open right on the sides here with a box cutter. It should just flap open. And by the way, when you open this, you want to open it this side up. Just a heads up. It'll right where the belts are facing upward, and the label Iron Studios is. That's how you're going to open it. Yay! Yeah, we're going to cut this open with a box cutter on this side as well. All right. We'll only need this one more time, hopefully. Make sure there's nothing back here. And let's see if I can bring you a little closer. And let's tilt this a little lower. No, we can keep it this way, and then I'll just lift the pieces upward. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, so let's get started. So we clearly have, this base is massive. I didn't think it was going to be this big. So the base is actually quite massive. So let's start with the base first. There's a lot of side characters in this box. I don't feel like there's any Sentinel. It doesn't seem as if there's many Sentinel pieces, but I see Gambit here. So I guess the boxes are just equally distributed. So let's take this out. Again, everything is beautifully, beautifully, beautifully packaged as well. In plastic and in this material here. This paper. I don't want to say it's tissue paper. It's a little stiffer than tissue paper. I don't know how I'm going to take this out. I feel like, yeah, I just have to leave it like this. We're hoping for no breakagers. I will say it does smell amazing. This one smells a lot more different than the first one. It smells newly painted. So let's take this out and let's rest it right here. By no means is it light. It is incredibly heavy. So far so good. I don't see any breakagers at all. Yay. So what we're going to do now is lift it one more time and hopefully it comes off easily. I don't know how I'm going to pack this back in. That's one thing I don't know how I'm going to do because this is going straight into storage. If you saw my first video, unfortunately, I don't have the space because Disney's preoccupying all of it. But my intention is to move from New York City in the next less than 2 years. So she will be in storage until then, and Iron Studios will continue to make additional side diorama proximity pieces for the set. And I'll just have to display it sometime in the future. Fun fact, my Disney pieces that you have behind here, you see behind here, it took me 16 years of having them in a storage unit before I was able to display them. So I think I can wait 1.5 years. There you go. Now this base is much bigger than the first base from the part 1. Now because the first base connects, there's two bases that connect into one. This one is just one solid piece, which makes building it a lot more easier. But a lot of people have not checked the bottom of it because it's so freaking heavy. So let me see if I can look under here to check this base out. Oh my god, this is heavy. Yes, it is numbered. It's number, oh crap. Yeah, it was right. It's number 228 of 1200. So I have not seen a video of anyone speak into that, and I think it's mainly because no one is committed to lifting it. But this is number 228 of 1200. They are numbered. So if you're watching this, you now learn something, and I'm going to show you because it's so heavy. It is number 228 of 1200, and it is numbered. That makes me really happy. So, what are we going to do next? So next we have a few additional pieces. Now, honestly, I've seen a few of these videos on YouTube. They were really quick videos. None of them were really long and or immersive or showed like how they were building this. So I never paid attention, and they were just really quick. So I'm hoping I can... I'm great at puzzles, by the way. I'm really good at puzzles. So let's just add these door pieces in. This looks like it goes here. Look at that! Look at that! Again, that's the door being busted open as the Juggernaut comes through it. Then you have like this pillar breaking this table. I know I did see this one. It goes somewhere around here. Boom. They are strongly magnetized as well, so no need to worry about that. Let's lift this up a bit. And again, we're going to add more weight to it as we lift it, but whatever. We got Gambit. We're going to hold off on Gambit just for a second. Am I being stumped for the first time? This looks like it goes here, but it looks like it's very loose, and it's not magnetized at all. So this piece right here is not magnetized. There's a magnet there, and there's a magnet here, but it really isn't. I'm hoping it's here, but it's definitely not here. It goes here, but again, it's very, very, very loose. These are not. I mean, somewhat, but this one's really loose. It also comes out on the edge, so you want to be really careful when moving this one because it can easily be damaged and broken. All right. It also looks like we have a Sentinel piece here, and we're gonna need this for when we open the second box up. And this is Sentinel's destroyed shoulder pad. All right, and now we're gonna dive into Gambit, who I'm actually the most excited for Gambit in this piece because him and Rogue growing up were my absolute two favorite characters. Rogue is my favorite X-Men. Followed by Gambit. Now, what I really love about this collection is it has stayed true to the '90s coloring and just slightly more modernized. I do wish that Gambit did have blue on him as he did in the animated series. Let's zoom in on this. Gambit used to have blue right here on his neckline. I wish it was blue versus silver, but I mean, it's him to the T. Wow, his face, his portrait is absolutely gorgeous. You see that 5 o'clock shadow. He is sexy. Holy shit. This belt here, this belt detail here. Look at this jacket, this trench coat. So incredibly kick-ass. Look at this one right here. I mean, the detail is, I'm obsessed. Is absolutely amazing. He gets pegged in right here, so we're going to go ahead and peg him in while we're at it. And there you go. So I'm going to push him back in a moment. You'll be able to see him a little better. There you go. He also comes with his staff, and I hear that his staff is like real metal. It's heavy, and it's quite solid, which is pretty amazing. Same with like Wolverine's claws. They were made of metal as well, which I appreciate that so much. It is a solid piece. And this goes right in this hand, and you do have to work it in. What we're going to do is we are going to remove him off the peg. I've seen a lot of people have, well, I mean, you don't have to put too much pressure, but you do have to twist it in when inserting it. I've seen this in a few other videos already. Just keep twisting it lightly, don't force it. And there you go. That is freaking sexy. And there you go. And the last piece in this box is going to be Gambit's cards. So it's his hand where he's projecting his bursting card effect. It's pretty sick. Now, this is made of like a plastic, yeah, it's like a more of a plastic feel. It doesn't feel like that other resin. It feels a lot cheaper than what they use for Jubilee's effect and or Wolverine Swoosh or Cyclops' Optic Blast. This does feel a little cheaper, but it looks great. And we are going to plug this in. Like such. All right. I know I'm in the way right now of the frame, but there you have it. So I'm going to pause this. We're going to go down into the dining room, and we are going to open box 2 of 2 and dive into that. Awesome. And we're here in the dining room, and we are going to open box 2 of 2. Again, Ion Studios wants to be, you're going to make sure that's upward. That's the right way to open it. Your belts are also facing upward. And let's just cut the secure tape on each edge as well. And in here we should be finding the Magneto, Juggernaut, and the Sentinel as well. Well, what's remaining of the Sentinel. What's fun fact, if you want like just one Sentinel, but you want a complete Sentinel, this is not the one that you're buying. Why? Because he is destroyed. So this one is completely and utterly obliterated. You're going to see in a moment. Now, if you want the first one, which comes with the Jubilee exclusive, or you could buy it. You know, some people don't want to buy any of the exclusives, and they just want to purchase the proximity pieces and want one Sentinel. The first one is damaged. He has a lot of, we have Wolverine busting right through him, Rogue busting through his face, versus, here I am giving a gender to a robot, but, what is it, his build is the anatomy of that of a male. So I presume a Sentinel is a male. But anyway, the best Sentinel is actually going to be the third one. He is near intact. He has no damage, no scuff, no anything. The only thing he has is Storm's electric blast going through his shoulder. That is it. So if you want a Sentinel that's going to look perfect in the center of all your proximity pieces, I would go with the third one and just buy it individually, and or of course get the exclusive because you're going to get Kitty Pryde. Gently remove this, turn it. There's no pieces here. Yay! This is a lot more simplistic. The first one was more complicated. This one's a lot more simplistic. There's very few parts here that we really get to dive into. We're going to start with the heaviest of them all, and this is the Sentinel torso. You out of the way. This is actually quite colossal. Look at that. He is massive. So you have his wires here. What's really awesome is on the back of this, Colossus has one of his legs. Colossus is a great proximity piece to put behind this piece. Torn up arm here. We're missing an arm here. Torn up arm there, and his head. We're gonna uncover a few more pieces in a moment, so let's go ahead and rest this gently. There you go. We also have his arm. So we do have a Sentinel arm, even though one has been decapitated. We have this one right here. So his unibeam is shattered. This hand, I mean, it's really the only part of his arm that's really shattered. You're going to notice a lot of the rust details, which you saw in the first one, which I love that. I love that detail. That's really that's such a kick-ass part of this entire piece, is that the fact that they have rust all over this piece. And just to show you a little bit more closer on this piece right here, look at the rust on his chest. That is insane. I really appreciate that a lot. Now, these pieces, when they made the prototype, they rushed with the prototype, but they were working on to create a light feature. I mentioned this on my first video. And these were going to light up. And they were going to be a plug-in, right? So you didn't need to use any batteries, because that's annoying, and it can also damage the piece. So what was going to happen was, like, you had they would have a plug-in feature, and then you can connect them through just, let's say, like if you bought Sentinel 1 was the plug-in, you can connect the other Sentinel bases. They would be like an adapter, like a plug-in, and all of them would light up. And so his chest was to light up, and their hands, the beam as well, and their eyes were supposed to light up in red. Unfortunately, it didn't make the final cut because it was so extensive in order to create that effect, and it would bring up the cost a lot more, that they just didn't have time. What is this? Honestly, I have no idea what this is. Oh, it's his head. Okay. It. So here we have the Sentinel's head. Again, how the eyes look perfect. It's like it's of that material that's intended to light up as well, which blows that couldn't have been added, that feature. But I did see there is a Facebook group dedicated only to the Sentinel collectors of this series, the Iron Studio Sentinel diorama. And there was this really clever dude who got these LED lights that are easily manageable, and he applied them all over the X-Men and inside the torso of the Sentinel 1. He did this amazing job around Cyclops' optic beam, Jubilee's fireworks, and it looked spectacular. You have to... I'm going to find that image for you, and I'm going to post it right over here. And, I mean, I thought it was so freaking amazing. So incredibly clever. Now we have Juggernaut. Juggernaut is one piece. Yay! He is huge. Is his helmet removable? His helmet moves, but it's not removable. And I'm not going to experiment with that. I'll leave that to someone else. So here we have the Juggernaut. He is freaking colossal. Second time I say that. Well, third time I say that word in this video. Look how detailed his face is. His teeth look amazing. His eyes look amazing. Again, his helmet moves back and forth, but it's like being sustained up here. I don't want to force it out. Love the buckle here on his boots. Now, he has a little bit more of he's running towards and he's barging through the door of the X-Men Academy, and then he's busting through the arm of the Sentinel, the left, the left arm. So he's literally just knocking him out in that position as he's running. So this position may seem a little awkward, but on the diorama it will make sense. And that is his back. Awesome, let's set him down. The Juggernaut really adds. It adds so much to this component of this piece. The size and the magnitude of him is insane. He's triple the size of any other character. And the only character that comes in 3 parts, well 4 because he comes with a separate alternate portrait, is Magneto. So Magneto comes with his bottom half. I mean, it looks amazing. His buckles on the back of his boots, purple boots. The red is iconic, traditional red. It's not like a bright red. It's just perfect. There's a hint of burgundy to it. A metal utility belt. I never knew that Magneto ever would require a utility belt, but it looks like a utility belt. And then we have the top half. Now the top half, you're going to get the top torso and his cape. So far we've experienced no breakatures whatsoever, which I'm so happy for. We still have to open the 2 portraits, but this is looking really good. It's magnetized here with a strong magnet, and then you have his cape. Love the details of the cape. There's the dirt on the back of it. It's an amazing piece. We're going to connect that while we're at it, and it magnetizes immediately. Like, it just attracts, fits perfect. And the final piece, we're going to do the least popular portrait. Everyone seems to say this is the most least popular because of his facial expression. This is his Magneto without his helmet. And again, when you think of Magneto, I only see him with his helmet. So I think he looks great. Where are you, camera? That's it right there. We're going to put that away. This piece comes with 1 extra portrait, which is Magneto's face sculpt. And the Sentinel 1 came with an additional extra piece, and that was the whoosh versus no whoosh with Wolverine busting through. So a little fun feature if you wanna switch it up. I'm not a fan of additional portraits, contrary to popular opinion. I'm not a fan of additional portraits at all. And here you have him again. There you go. Let's zoom in on you right there. Hold on. Adjust yourself. Zoom in. There we go. And this is the portrait we're going to keep. The helmet is beautiful. It's shiny. It's true to color. We're going to add this. And there is Magneto. So, I am going to be back. We're going to reposition this camera back there. By the way, this also comes with an instruction manual. The box 2 of 2 comes with it. Did we use it? No, we didn't. So let's go ahead and move this over, and I will be right back to finally assemble it and give you my final reviews. All right, and we're back to finally just the final pieces to the assembly. So we're going to start with the big Sentinel first, with the actual torso. He goes this way, and his peg is right here on his thigh. You can't really see that. I'm actually going to take a little quick peek because he's not that elevated. And there is his peg. So that is going to go right over there. And I hear the magnet's quite strong, though it hasn't snapped. So I know it's not in fully. The magnet is not as strong. It's strong enough, but it doesn't pull on it like the Sentinel 1, where both of his legs are like crazy glued on. That's how strong the magnet is. But it's just right. It's not going anywhere. So yay. Followed by that, we're going to get his arm. That's going to go right here. So it's in an upward motion. He's, as you can see, like the Sentinel is falling down. We then have his shoulder pad, and I believe this one's going to go right over here. There you have it. And we're going to follow it up with the final piece, which is his head. And that is going to go... This is the front. Like that. He's facing Gambit. We're going to go ahead now and add the Juggernaut. Now, I believe you have to... The Juggernaut's a little bit more complicated. I could be wrong. No, it's fine. He has a strong magnet here. It should click like that. Awesome. It actually is it's very light. It's not even a strong magnet, but there you go. And the final piece to complete this Sentinel is going to be Magneto. And there is a peg right back here, and that is where Magneto will clip in. Everyone else made this look a lot easier. I will say the hole is very tight compared to Magneto's peg. There you go, but it slides in. And you have a perfect fit. I'm going to bring you back a bit. And that is the final piece. So I'm going to position this camera back. We're going to do a 360 of this, speak about what I like. Maybe I didn't like anything. There might be one thing or two that I didn't like. And wrap this video up. All right, so final review. I never have my camera positioned so far away, but because he is so large, I get to do that. What I am going to showcase is the size of this. How much does this weigh? A shit ton. That's how much it weighs. It's very, very, very heavy. What's the heaviest pieces are the torso of the Sentinel, but most importantly, the actual base is incredibly heavy. Size of this piece is going to be Magneto's head down to the base. It's about 26 inches, 25, 26 inches. And from the furthest point being that door to like Gambit's staff, I'd say about 34, 36 inches. Now this piece on camera may not look that big. It is massive. It is not a joke. It is not a small piece at all. This piece is the size. It's bigger than my torso. From the base up until Magneto's helmet, it's the size of my torso. It's a massive piece, and it weighs a lot. It weighs a ton. You get here so you can see me, and I'm not being rude and hiding behind him. So let's zoom in here. If we zoom in, we may get cut off on Magneto. So actually, let's dive into Magneto first before we zoom in. He is absolutely beautiful. His color story is impeccable. The cape details, everything. There wasn't really much difficulty with the peg. There was just maybe some paint residue on the keyhole, but it went in easily. It was a perfect fit. He's incredibly sturdy. He looks amazing, and again, what you're capturing right here is, if you look at the front, if you weren't aware already, what he's doing is he's destroying the Sentinel's helmet. Is coming right apart into pieces with his magnet, with his mutant ability to manipulate any metal. And if you ask me, I don't know why it takes so many X-Men to destroy a Sentinel. All Magneto has to do is do this. And rip them apart. So here you go. That's this one. Then we're going to come down to the actual Sentinel itself. I think it's perfection. I absolutely think the Sentinel is perfection. Yes, there's little of him left because his entire body has been completely torn, but he is absolute perfection. I will say he looks bigger in size than the first one, and again, I won't know that until I build them again in a few years when I put them all together as a collection, as an actual diorama setup. But he looks bigger than the first one, even though he's missing half of his body. Well, I'd say a third of his body. So there you have it. He's perfection. I think he's amazing, 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 amazing. I love that he's falling down. I love that he's like trying to grab hold of himself. The Sentinel. It's just like a still in moment scene, and you can just picture this scene right from the series. It's incredible. Next, we're going to go into the Juggernaut. Love him. I think the one cool thing, the one thing that would have been amazing was if his helmet came off. I think that'd be awesome, and if you could just add his helmet back through like a magnet, I think that would have been perfection. But nevertheless, he's amazing. He's again busting through him, like right through the side of him, and it looks perfection. There is actually, what you don't notice here, so the door is being completely splattered. So this is which we're going to talk about the scene in a moment. So we're going to talk about the door in a moment. So I just love his motion of what he's creating here. There is one flaw in his fingernail. So as you zoom in, you won't be able to see it, but his arm right here, his right arm, half of his fingernail was painted. The other half was not painted. So that blows. I guess one day I'll probably see if we can have a professional just touch that up. I've only noticed 2 paint job issues, and that was with that nail, and then my cable has a white paint mark right on his arm. So, I mean, little quick touches. So there you go. If you zoom in, I think it's just because his arm is curved in, so you won't be able to notice it, but I noticed it. We're going to talk about the base in a moment, because there's a lot of things that I do love about the base versus the first one. And the last thing we have is Gambit. Gambit, of all 3 characters, he is my absolute favorite. I will say there is a flaw in this. So as you zoom in, and I move over here, this peg is very, very, very loose. He wobbles. So that's very disappointing. When I set this up, let's see if I'll have someone secure it better. But he does wobble, and he scares me basically just due to gravity. He's at the very tip, he has this staff, he has that, he's long, and he's only relying on this one peg here, so it kind of scares me. But again, these were built with a lot of mental mathematics and physics, and I guess whoever designed this conceptually trusts that it's not going to damage. So it looks kick-ass that it's right on the tip. And he's so wide yet so thin, but this does right here, this worries me a lot. Now, as for the actual, so I want you to stay zoomed in here, and as for the actual base, what I love right here, we're going to start on this end right here. The flooring, honestly, a lot of people gave the flooring a lot of crap. I think the flooring looks great. I don't have any issues with it. It is sloppy. We're going to start from right here. I don't know, again, if you're going to be able to tell these details, but the paint, there's like wood, that like little chips of wood has been painted incredibly sloppy. Incredibly sloppy. So that is unacceptable. Whoever did this was trying to rush through those little details. I mean, and again, the first one did not have that. This one has a lot of that. I do love the fact that they incorporated this like curtain/carpet area that we see with Professor Xavier and Mystique's proximity pieces, their base. What I loathe is that it has another table damage with a chessboard. That pisses me off because we saw that already with Professor Xavier's. Can we not get more original? Then how about maybe like a student's laptop or a Kindle, a notebook? There's so much other things we could have done than a chessboard. That pisses me off. You did it already. Why are you doing it again? Very disappointing. There's this table here that's being bent. I really like it. It's cool. I wish it could have been a piano. So like maybe like this would have been a great idea for like a piano. I think that would have been exceptional. But again, we got another chessboard. So it was disappointing. I do like the fact that this pillar has fallen. See, look how loose he is. That this pillar has fallen and that the table is bent. I think that's cool, but it's a little basic. There really isn't much to this base than those few elements I just mentioned. And the last one being this door. There is really just slabs of just concrete is all you're going to see. So we're going to turn this around before we go to the other end. So something you get to understand about this piece is that it is half of it is inside the Xavier School for the Gifted, which is right from here to here. This is the inside portion of the school. And this end right here would be like the backyard. So for instance, on Sentinel 1, that is the main entrance of the school. Maybe this is a side door entrance. I don't know. So here you have it. And so the bottom has like nothing but basically concrete, which I think looks great. The concrete is just concrete. People said it could have been more texture with more bubbles. I think it's fine just the way it is. And then as we go from what's the outside and then the inside of the school, you do have brickwork here at the very bottom of the base. If you were to elevate this piece even more and, someone would notice it. For the most part, I am going to exhibit it exactly at this exact same level. And then we're going to wrap it up. We are noticing a bit of solid just over here. You do notice a little bit more of the solid base, almost as if it can somewhat. This is like the bottom base of the danger room. And then we have another entrance where the Juggernaut is busting through. Now, as for the doors and everything, I think the door looks like the way it's being broken open, the door, I think it's beautiful. It's perfect. So as you zoom in and you see those details, I think it's amazing. Again, the door has this like Reese's Pieces effect to it. It honestly looks like a piece of Reese's Pieces. It looks like peanut butter and chocolate. I mean, that's literally what it looks like. I love the doorknob features with the gold lines. I think that's amazing. The doorknobs look amazing. But the actual, like, the inside of the wood, it's just weird. I will say this piece right here, I mean, it's not going to fall apart, but it is incredibly loose, as you can see. This piece and Gambit. The Juggernaut looks amazing. What I would have appreciated a little bit more is if the Juggernaut were actually making contact with the bust of the Sentinel. That would have been great. It would show more of an effect of him actually I would attest that the Juggernaut busted through his arm just by just nubbing him from the side. But again, we don't really see that. We just see the Juggernaut going through the door. What's a really cool effect here that you may not notice as you zoom in, there's a foot hole right here. There's like a foot crevice. And that's from the Juggernaut's foot because he's so heavy and massive as well. Which I thought was a pretty awesome detail that they did add. I haven't seen anyone else talk about that in any of the videos. And at the back here we have what looks like to be like the backyard. We have what this seems to be like stairs maybe. But it's been completely demolished. Again, the back of this is the most disappointing thing of the entire base is the back. It's just a cloud of cement, which is really unfortunate because you want to add proximity pieces all over this piece because ideally I'm going to distribute it as a centerpiece and I want the X-Men just all around it. And so like Colossus goes perfect like right here. So that is unfortunate. And I wish this would be more, this would marry more of the bases of all the proximity pieces on the back of the Sentinel. That's something I wish that was there. I will say everything else here from his torn ligaments and everything looks great. I think if they would have used mixed media wires, that would have been even more epic. With both the first one and this one, they do look great, but I think adding some metal like alloy would have been a really fun mixed media detail. A lot of people don't like mixed media, but I think that would have been epic. aside from that, it's a beautiful piece. I'm excited to have it, and we're only one more away from completing it. So, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to keep it short, simple, but yet really wanted to speak about all the critical aspects to this piece. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would appreciate you to subscribe as well. It helps me immensely. We've reached a little over 300 and I think 30 subscribers by the time this video airs. And my goal is to get to 1,000 by the conclusion of August. And your support means the world. So you can go check out my channel for all the additional proximity pieces that I have reviewed. And if you're curious, my favorite proximity piece in referencing like details is Cable. I think he's the absolute best. So go check those videos out as well. They're in my playlist, and I'm working on adjusting my playlist so it's nice and organized because I have so much different content from Pokemon, Disney, X-Men, Power Rangers. I have so much stuff on my channel that I really want to fix it up as well. So super excited. You'll see me shortly, hopefully within a month's time, less than a month's time. Sabretooth and Omega Red are... Sabretooth has already shipped out. He's shipped out like nearly almost like a month ago already. People have been receiving him. So hopefully I get mine in. And Omega Red is also being released as well. So hopefully I get both of them at the same time. And then we have Emma Frost and Jean Grey coming out as following proximity pieces. We also have Bishop coming out in between that mix as well. We have Nightcrawler, Silver Samurai, and the Blob coming out around the same time. And then we have Deadpool is somewhere around that mix. I haven't heard anything about Deadpool. And then we have Forge, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver, who are expected to come end of this year. I'm expecting they'll be here by the time the third Sentinel comes out, which can be anywhere from December to February of 2022. Those are the pieces that have been announced thus far. Again, I'm hoping for a lot more. There's so many pieces. Comment below which pieces do you want to see. I literally want to see every single character ever made in the X-Men animated series. And a lot of people haven't said, but I want to see Yurigo, Lady Deathstrike. I think she's such a kick-ass piece. I want to see her so badly. There's so many pieces I want to see. So many pieces. I want to see Avalanche desperately. He's like the one following Brotherhood of Mutant I want to see. Desperately, I desperately want to see an Avalanche. But there's so many pieces that can still be added to this. So comment below which pieces do you want to see. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch y'all on the next one. I'm here every Monday for y'all. I don't know what video is going to air next week, but I am here for y'all. So stay amazing, stay awesome, and catch you later. Bye.